Hey everyone, Dale here with Pacific Sun Technologies. We're out on a site that we just recently installed an EP Cube for this particular customer. They have a SolarEdge HD Wave 5,000 watt inverter, so a decent sized solar system, and they've now paired it up with a great AC coupled solution designed by Canadian Solar. So let's take a look at this product. So here we have the EP Cube. This is a 7.6 kilowatt inverter on the top, and what you have here are 5 3.3 kilowatt hour battery units. Now, this particular model we installed on the wall. It is outdoor rated, and we elevated it for just clearance purposes for water, because this is an outdoor space. So when they have a lot of plants or something, when they want to get it up off the ground, that's ideal. What's really nice with the EP Cube is this hybrid inverter is AC coupled and DC coupled. So if you want to get a new system under the net billing program, this is a great solution. You can start off with roughly 10 kilowatt hours, 9.9, and you can add these individual batteries. What is even cooler is you can expand this system. You can actually have up to 7 of these units. That's roughly 140 kilowatt hours, because when you have all 6 batteries, it's just under 20 kilowatt hours. I want to say it's 19.8. So really good storage capacity. Now you have 7.6 kilowatts of power output. That's continuous. You get that power output rating when you have 5 battery units and or 6 battery units. If you have less than 5, then it steps you down, and if you have just the entry, the 3, that steps you down again. So you could be looking at small, medium, and large backup configurations. What's really cool is this unit can surge to 22 kilovolt amps. That kVA rating is really crucial if you want to start an air conditioner during a power outage without a soft starter. Now, this is a very compact unit. It's roughly 24 inches wide, and with the wall mount bracket, it's sticking off the wall just over 10 inches. So it's pretty compact. If we didn't do the wall mount, it would be a little bit thinner. We would be looking at like 9 inches, 8.5 inches in depth. So really great looking product, very sleek in my opinion, and very compact if you have a difficult situation. Now in California, a lot of regulations have passed recently for the California residential building codes, as well as the California electrical codes, and they've basically handcuffed us in terms of where we can install batteries. Now this is an LFP battery, so it's lithium iron phosphate. It is UL 9540 and UL 9540A certified. So it is a very compact unit that has special certification. So technically it could be installed within 12 inches of a window or an entryway, but with these codes that have been implemented in the state of California, it's much harder. Now, that is not a living space window that we have over there. That's a kitchen bay window. This is though, so we had to be 36 inches. With this type of form factor, we were able to provide this customer with backup. Not something we could do with an Enphase IQ10 battery, not something that we could do with a Franklin whole home battery. Those batteries are much wider, and mind you, Franklin's over 12 inches off the wall, and there was nowhere else to put the equipment. What's really cool that we were able to do is, you can see we're coming out of the conduit right here, and we're going straight to the transfer switch. So that's a critical component to a battery backup system. So let's talk about the smart gateway. So what you have right here is the smart EP Cube gateway. This is a 200 amp automatic transfer switch. And what's really cool is it's grid agnostics in the manner in which if the power fails, it instantly transfers you over. So you won't even notice that you've gone into backup mode. You can have up to 100 amps of solar connected to the system. Far more than what this homeowner needed. He only had a 5 kilowatt solar system, so we were looking at 30 amps. Technically only 21 or 24 before the overcurrent protected device. But you can have 100 amps for overcurrent protection, and then you can have 100 amps. There's a second input port for level 3 EV charging. So, or if you wanted a generator. So if you're someone that lives in Texas or Florida and you want to have battery backup, solar backup, and generator backup, this product can do it. And it's all managed right here in the smart gateway that, in my opinion, is pretty sleek and compact. It's 24 by 24. I think it's actually a little bit bigger than 24 let's say it's like 28 by 30. But nonetheless, it's a nice square box that all, if you had multiple EP cubes, would be connected to. And your grid connection comes into it. It goes to your emergency loads panel. And then you can have that solar connection up to 100 amps or the EV charger or secondary generator. Now, you don't have to, if you did this as a DC coupled solution, because this is a hybrid inverter, so you can do AC coupled or DC coupling. So if you have like a nice big ground mount and you wanted to do DC coupling, you have 4 inputs, MPPTs, for PV strings. So you have your DC modules going straight to the inverter for DC to DC charging, great for round trip efficiency, though this has a phenomenal AC round trip efficiency. But that would mean now you have a port for EV charge as well as that backup generator too. So you do make a sacrifice if you have an AC coupled solution, but as a whole product, you have a lot of options if you're going with a brand new system. As a retrofit, you know, you are going to sacrifice one of these ports to retrofit your solar system. There are not a lot of products on the market that will support 100 amps of PV. And mind you, this one doesn't have to be broken off. That's something that, like the Franklin, they recently had to put out a memo to remind installers that you can't undersize it. So if you have a 5 kilowatt inverter, you could do a single Franklin. You'd get your 13.5 kilowatt hour storage and 5 kilowatts, but that's what you could do. Now, if you had, say, an 8 kilowatt solar system, which is pretty common for the state of California, well, you can't do that single Franklin. You have to split off the solar. And if you had a string inverter, that's going to be difficult. So that means you have to buy 2 Franklin batteries, which is going to, yes, give you more storage, but now you have an oversized storage system for your PV. With the EP Cube, you can create a balance to that you can't get with other products. A lot of them, you got to stay 1-to-1, but the EP Cube, their smart gateway and software, is able to regulate the solar and manage that in a way that other companies haven't quite figured out. So quite a leg up for them, in my opinion, especially now that California is transitioning over to net billing. So following this, you got your emergency disconnect for the EP Cube. We have the solar disconnect. Those are really your only reasons to, you know, there's nothing really in here to open up. Now, this homeowner had his barbecue here, got plenty of clearance. We installed it a little bit high. If we go over here to the main electrical panel, you're going to find how we ran the conduit across. So his solar inverter was in his garage. That was installed by another party. And you have his emergency loads. So this is his main panel. We've relocated pretty much all the circuits in his home, as you can see, right into the emergency loads panel. So everything is right here, nice and neat. Oh, this folder just fell out, my bad. So everything's nice and neat. And what's another thing to note for the 2022 codes is any electrical work, when you're doing an emergency loads panel or an electrical panel upgrade, there's supposed to be now a whole home surge protector. This is a pretty common thing that we've installed for some of our battery backup customers, but it did get constrained during the pandemic. It wasn't an easy product for us to get our hands on. But now that supply has gotten a little bit better, we're able to go back to installing that unit. And this customer, we made sure to install it. So this is a 50 kVA whole home surge protector. This unit right here is your emergency stop. So during an emergency situation, if first responders needed to shut off the solar and the battery simultaneously, bam, you hit that button and you don't have to run over there. It's right here by the main electrical where they can shut off the grid power and shut off the backup capabilities and the solar system all in one button. So really cool. This is a pretty compact e-stop compared to Enphase's, and what's really nice is it's a 2-wire, so you can't really screw it up. I know Enphase has had their fair share of issues with their rapid shutdown button and their transfer switch, but you know, that's a video for another day. All in all, I'm very happy with the EP Cube, and I think you would be too. So if you're interested in adding battery backup to your home, please give us a call by visiting us online, or reach out. We're located here in Murrieta in the state of California, and we service a pretty big radius, roughly 100 miles. And we would be thrilled to have you as a customer. And I know Canadian Solar would love to have you as a customer because they have been doing utility and commercial scale battery, and now they're entering the residential market. So you're getting a very trusted brand. Thanks for your time. I'll see you in the next one.